Let's talk about ways to protect your children. There are so many ways you can protect your children, and these ways you will teach them certain things that will enable them protect themselves and also as a parent protect them as well. The first one is teach them about boundaries. In my other video, I talked about boundaries, talked about physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, time boundaries, mental and intellectual boundaries, talk about healthy boundary, material boundary, all of these things. So teach them. And like I said in the other video, that when you teach your children boundaries, that help them to maintain self-respect, reduce stress, and build healthy relationships. So teach your children about boundaries. The second one is monitor your children's online activities. Very important. You see this AI thing, a lot of things are happening. Children are getting into trouble because their parents are not checking their online activities. Find time to check your children's online activities. You can do parental control on their tablets, on their phones, or whatever gadgets they're using, and also check. These are ways you can protect your children. Sometimes parents go to sleep and their children are awake until the next morning. They're chatting with AI. They're doing all sorts of things on the internet. While you are thinking that your child is sleeping or your children are sleeping, they're doing all sorts on the internet. Monitor their online activities. Know their friends and the environment. You cannot just be living with your children like that. Anybody that comes, oh, my friend, is my classmate, is my this, is my that. You don't know nothing, or you know next to nothing about these so-called friends. You don't know anything about your environment. You need to know all these things so that you can teach your children, educate them about don't go here when it's late. Make sure you don't pass this route teach them all these things. And know your children's friends. If not everybody that is a friend. Know their friends, possibly know their homes, know their parents. One or two friends is fine. It's not every classmate that is a friend. It's not everybody they meet in school that is a friend. It's not everybody they meet at the birthday party that is a friend. So you need to check all these things and inform your children about them. It's a way of protecting your children. Number 4, educate them on stranger awareness. Some people leave their children very loose. They don't care. Everybody they meet is a friend. They shake hands. They do a lot of things. You are with your children. You should stand in the gap. It's not everybody that, they come in touching your children, come in shaking hands with them. And the way some parents open their homes to strangers is alarming. You need to check all these things. Protect your children, and this is one of the ways you can do that. The 5th one is leave communication lines open. There are parents who stay, they're playing games, they're watching movies on their phones until the batteries will run down. There could be an emergency, maybe in your child's school or maybe at home. They're trying to call you, you're nowhere to be found. They can reach you on phone, they can reach you anywhere. Make sure the communication lines your children have access to are always open so they can reach you at any time. It's very important because that trying not to get across to you can put your child or your children in danger. You may never know. So leave communication lines open. It's another way of protecting your children or your child. The 6th one is create safety plans. There are some installations in your house, some locks in your house or your home that not everybody should have access to. Just teach your children, strictly members of your home, the functionality of these things. This is another way to protect your children. The 7th one is use safety tools. Teach your children how to use safety tools. You're going here, what should you use? You're doing this, what can you use to prevent yourself from getting hurt, from getting this caught? Teach them safety tools. is another way of protecting your children. Number 8, encourage confidence in your children. There was a time I talked about this. You bully your children. Yes, parents also bully their children and make them have low self-esteem. Teach your children the right things and how to build their confidence. But if you're always too harsh on your kids, always, making them feel inferior, you can achieve that. Your children need to have self-confidence in order to be protective of themselves, so that even if you're not there to protect them, they have that confidence to protect themselves, to tell somebody no about certain things and yes to certain things. So teach your children about self-confidence. Number 9, keep their health in check. Make sure your children are healthy. And healthy is not necessarily just about going to the hospital to ensure that they are well. That is good. That is a good thing. But you make sure they eat or they feed properly, they eat balanced diet, and your children are healthy. If anything is wrong with your child, check. Don't just assume anything. Check. And if it's beyond your control or beyond first aid, take that child to the hospital. Make sure your children are always healthy in order to be more bold, to be more confident. It's your responsibility to do all that in order to protect your children. Okay? And the last one, which is not the least, is be involved in the lives of your children. Be a present parent. You're too busy. You're too busy looking for money. You're too busy attending meetings. You're too busy doing all sorts of things. And you neglect your children. Don't ever make your children feel that, does mommy even love me? Does daddy even love me? Always make sure your children have that confidence that I can come to my dad anytime. I can come to my mom anytime. That is, in fact, one of the major ways to protect your children. Because as we can see, stories and everything that has been happening, some children, are being molested, abused right under their parents' nose, and they have no idea. So please be present in the lives of your children. Don't forget to share, and I will see you in my next video.